Welcome back to That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Anime review, episode number 36. We're here reviewing the 34th episode of the series, which is like a little over halfway through season 3 of the show, Benimaru's Ordeal. Yeah, this finishes up adapting chapter 4 for book 8. Yeah, so next episode we're going to put this book behind us, finally. Here's what happened. So, we begin kind of when we left off last episode. We have sort of the anime debut of the character, Momoji, I think that's her name, where she's a Tengu, and of course they explain the Tengu in this series are like wolf merged with angels. Of course they introduce each other, and then we get a flashback of how we got here. Where Benimaru and Abbas go to the Tengu village. They climb up the holy mountains, and like, oh yeah, we're here to see the elder. Like, the fact they're envoy from they mentioned, oh yeah, we're an envoy from Demon Lord Rimuru, and the guy there is like, okay, you and the lady with you, you two up front come with me. Basically, Noah's came with them. And they go into the village. Oh, the village, basically Tengu village is described as a pocket dimension. And this one we're introduced to Momoji, chronologically, of course. Or she is the daughter of the elder of the village. Which, she's actually related to somebody the Benimaru does know. And, oh boy, this is going to be interesting to say the least, like about this stuff here. So he mentions that they're going to build a road through the mountains, like possibly to like tunnel. Like, they turn out first, and of course, like, oh, the whole thing with Anabis, where she is like, oh, so like Beastkin. Of course, they can kind of briefly fight. Like a Benimaru stops them, and then of course comes the elder out, which is basically Moji's mom. And mentioned, oh yeah, there's this human who basically trained the ogres in basically swordsmanship. His name is some of the Benimarus, and the way they describe him, it's. And of course, Spinner was like, that's Hakaru. Yes. So Hakaru is mentioned that they got married, and the fact that this girl, who is her daughter, is Hakaru's daughter. And if you're curious, does he find this episode that he has daughter? He does. It is hilarious. And it's like, okay, I agree with proposal in exchange. You get to marry my daughter. He's like, whoa. And of course, like, fall in love naturally. Yes, seriously. This 50-year-old girl is in love with a guy who's probably like 25. It's so funny. I remember how Anubis is? She's like 400. But yeah, she's a snake woman. So of course she's that young. And then we got the present day where like, oh, the fact not exactly trustworthy because of like, oh, the friendship with Faye. And apparently because she's now a subordinate to Malim with the whole thing with the capital, that she has no interest in this special big tree which is connected to a city in the sky. And by the way, I actually kind of told Liz Maxwell about what happens in a little bit after this when it comes to Abbas, because she was actually quite happy to hear that. Yes, I gave her a little spoiler when it comes to Benimaru and Abbas. So, yeah, and then of course, well, and then apparently she goes for reading a letter, and reading it, and like all of a sudden it turns into a love letter to Hakaru, where it got mixed up in there, and then here comes Hakaru. It's like, oh, you're my daughter. Yes. And the fact that she's been brought there to learn swordmanship underneath him, like, I'll be as strict as possible. And then, of course, the whole thing before this, there was a funny conversation. I couldn't stop laughing at this. This is so funny to talk about. You have guys talking about women. You have Gabiru, Geld, and Gapta. Well, I'll talk about and Soe is here too. And they'll talk about the fact that Benimaru is lucky with the ladies. not only her and Anubis, but apparently like 7 other women have got a thing for him too. And Shuei, he also has got himself some women. He's like, oh, let him fight. And of course, yeah, it still hints the fact that Gabiru's sister's got a thing for him too, which is so hilarious. And like apparently there's female doctors that work with Gabiru, and of course I'm interested because the whole thing of interspecies melee. And Marima's like, what are we talking about here? And the fact that it's kind of hints at Elvis at this point does everything Benimaru. Like, ooh, interesting. Of course, they're setting up the fact what's going to happen soon. Probably in a future season show, which I'm looking forward to that. And of course, announced that Anubis and Momoja are basically competing for the love of Benimaru. And apparently also Shuna and Shion are going to be competing for the love of Rimuru. I'm like, dude, Rimuru, you have 2 beautiful babes. Yes, they're high, they're Oni, but they're hot too. I'm like, damn, Rimuru, you dog. And you, Benimaru, you the same thing too. This is a joke, the fact he has got a harem. Yeah, I thought this was funny. I just smiled at this. The fact that, damn, Benimaru, you dog. Yes, it was so funny. Yeah, of course, Benimaru calls out Hakuro's like, now you're acting like a doting father, even though you just found out just a few minutes ago this woman's your daughter. Yeah. And of course, yeah, now there comes a battle of love and war, which the end of the episode was also the end of chapter 4. Yeah, what an absolute amazing episode. I love this thing. It was pure awesomeness as far as that's why I got to feel this about. And yeah. Yeah, if you're really curious to like how many episodes have to go for this season of Reincarnated Slime. Well, that was episode 16. We have exactly 8 more to go. And that's it. Yep. Excuse me. So yeah, that's a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. And do the like button. I'm gonna do a couple comment corners and I'll probably call it a night. Okay? Next video. Bye.